this episode, we're going to be talking about how to let yourself receive. All right, parents that's stuck in that masculine energy. If you're in that masculine energy, you are not open to receiving because you are controlling. And the polarity of controlling is receiving, the polarity of masculine is feminine. How do we tap into our feminine energy? Okay, if you're used to controlling, having everything in order, get used to the chaos. Try to find peace within shit you can't control, because the only thing we can control is ourselves and our emotions. So something I do to try to get myself to try to relax at the end of the night, because that's what struggling with, sleeping, you know what I'm saying? Like, and when you're able to sleep, you're relaxed. So you're receiving everything you need to receive to do what you need to do the next day. But when we're having a hard time relaxing, we don't get no sleep. So to get myself in that energy at the end of the night, I try to, and this is why I let my kids come out and run like fucking crazy over the house. I'm not even joking. I let them scream, I let them run, I let them have fun, because when it's time to shut down, it's time to shut down. And I'm not going to feel bad about it, because you done lived your best day today. Okay? You done destroyed the fucking house, yell, scream, flip, climb, crawl. You ain't missed out on nothing. So that helps me. And I let that happen in the house, because when the weather was good, we went to the park. You know what I'm saying? We just went outside. That gave me a peace of mind, because my house wasn't fucked up. But when it got cold, we ain't had nowhere to go. And when it snowed hellas, when it snowed, I don't know what that was. When it snowed hellas, we were stuck in the house. So I get them in their room, probably the latest, I say like 10 o'clock. Sometimes it's around 11, but we're getting better. I'm trying to do it where it's an appropriate time for them to go to sleep and wake up, because they tend to try to be on my schedule. And I'm like, no, don't be on my schedule, because I'm trying to get your own schedule so I can have some time for me. And at the end of the night, I'll paint. And it's those stencils that already have like everything lined out for you. The numbers match up with the colors. Get that. I don't know if y'all heard my stomach growling, but it was growling. Because I am hungry, but at the same time, I'm used to not eating now. So that is something I'm trying to work on, getting myself eating more. My stomach got small because I wasn't feeding myself anything, because I'm just focused on feeding them. But get the stencils and start off with something that ain't too tedious, because that may discourage you, because it's like, it's a lot. Like, but with my first one, I was so determined to just finish it. This is my first one. I'm like, let me show you, because I'm so proud of it. Sorry, plant. This beautiful butterfly, probably can't see it, but that's my first stencil. And when I first started it, I'm like, because we just want to get shit done, being in that masculine energy to be like, get to the next, you know what I'm saying? Instead of enjoying the process and celebrating the accomplishments. So first started and I was rushing into it. And then as I was rushing into it, I was saying, okay, it's hard to stay in these damn lines. You know what I'm saying? So I had to slow down and get myself to relax. When you're able to slow down, you're able to relax and receive. And when I got in the process of doing that, it became fun. It didn't feel like a job anymore. And I slowly took my time doing it. That is something that I do to help ground myself, get me to relax at the end of the night and be more receptive. Now, when you're a single parent, it's a lot that you want to do. And London was going through this stage where she pooped, shit it. Then number 2, that hand went down there. And that's a natural reaction. What is this? You know what I'm saying? What's that? But after she did that, it's shit on her hands. This is something I had to learn, how to control my emotions, because with the shit on her hands, she started touching shit. My OCD went through the fucking roof. And I don't want to tell y'all, like, well, I do want to tell y'all, but we ain't going to get into it. It happened multiple times, and each time it happened, it was an opportunity for me to learn to act differently than how I acted beforehand. But, of course, when something going on, your kid wants you to comfort them, and she's wanted me to comfort her while she got shit on her, and I'm like, don't touch me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, bro, don't touch me. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's how I'm reacting. And I'm not being mindful of how my reaction is affecting her. She's thinking she did something wrong. She's thinking that, fuck what I do. Like, my mama don't want my love and I need love and comfort. And I'm just like keep it to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, so each time that was a way for me to learn, be mindful of your emotions and how you're acting, because if you're telling your daughter, like, don't touch me, like she did something wrong, she's thinking that she did something wrong and she did not. You know what I'm saying? She didn't do anything wrong. So I'm like, okay, how do I go about this process to where I'm not making her feel like I shit it, because we're supposed to wipe it, get down there and wipe it. Like she was low-key doing that, but not knowing that she was wiping with her hands. You know what I'm saying? We want her to wipe with toilet paper. So that was a sign for me. Potty train. I gotta start potty training her. And the first time I attempted, and I put the panties on her, she shitted in the panties, and I felt then in that moment, nope, I do not have it in me to potty train right now. Like, it's a lot of stuff that I'm still trying to catch up with, and then trying to potty train and then clean up shit on top of shit. Like, not just real shit, but, you know, messed up house and then actual shit. I'm just like, no, you know? So I'm like, fuck it. We just doing Pampers. I get to it. And that's when I gave myself grace. You know what I'm saying? I was compassionate with myself, and I didn't stress myself off the fact of, I know my daughter is going through this stage of where she wants to transition into, you know, being a big girl, but I'm still trying to transition into managing all this shit by myself. So I didn't stress off of it. I just let it be. Time went on. And and this is the thing too. I mastered London Skin. I'm still working through Loyal Skin. His skin is a work in progress. And these are my heart's desires. This is what I want to do for my kids and provide for my kids. But I'm not beating myself up in the process that I can't do what I want to do. Even with like teaching them, you know, like sitting down and reading a book to them. That is something that I do daily, because I want to be able, I want to interact with my kids. Besides being a mom, making sure that the house is looking good and everything is taken care of and they eating and fed and, you know, taken care of, I still want to interact with them. So I tell myself to at least read one book a day to them, to have that interaction with my kids rather than me just taking care of them. So London Shitting, Loyal Skin. And I already implemented like the little book situation. And the book situation, I'll tell you how that can be very useful later on with regulating emotions. So all this is happening, and I'm like, can't get to it. I will get to it when I get to it, but I'm not going to beat myself up in the midst of that. So I am looking for a new doctor. I was looking for a new doctor for them, because the doctor that they did have switched facilities. And ever since she switched facilities, it wasn't in alignment with the setup beforehand. The setup beforehand, I loved it. Everything was perfect. That's the whole reason I followed her to the new facility, because I liked her so much. But when it came to the new facility, they were just starting off, and it was parts that I didn't like, because I'm like, you know, it's not test and trial with my kids. like I know what I want from them, and I get that y'all figuring it out, but y'all are not fully equipped to, you know, do what I was getting beforehand. So all desires, everything that I want, that's what I'm feeling, that's what I'm thinking. So as I just let go to receive, and this is during the week, past few weeks, like I think everybody was getting sick. It was a virus going around. I didn't know, because I personally wasn't tapping in, looking at the news and stuff, but it was a virus going around, and everyone was getting sick, and we worked through it easily, I feel like, because we didn't know about it, and I thought it was just a common cold. But I felt depleted, because it was on my birthday. London was running a fever. I'm trying to keep her fever down all night. Then, you know, of course, next day, still working on it. Two kids having it. And then after I get them back to health, then I'm not feeling good because I'm losing all the sleep. And now I'm depleted. And I'm like, fuck me. It's nonstop, stop. So it's like, how do I get myself back? So in the midst of me feeling like everything is just not working out well, the universe sends me exactly what I want. Some more what, baby? Muffins. Some more muffins? Okay, right back. Hold on. All right. And just disclaimer, I am going to be eating this portion because as I took that break, right, to give London her muffin, went in and loyal, because I feed them few meals, but then I leave them to like figure it out themselves. Even, you know, if they don't do it right, I just let them get messy. And that used to bother my OCD. And so remember how I said our thoughts are electrical, our heart is magnetic. So when I used to clean that shit up, I used to be so irritated, so annoyed, because I'm just like, why do you make such a big mess? But that's what they're supposed to do. You get what I'm saying? It's more of after you get to cleaning up the same shit for the a millionth time, you're just like, oh my God, I'm like so tired of doing this. And that's why we switch up our routines, because when you switch up your routine, it doesn't feel like the same shit, even though it is the same shit, because it's happening in a different order. So when we get used to not controlling and letting things just go with the flow, it comes easier when the shit hit and it doesn't come how you want it to come. So as I was in there cleaning that up, it hit me, because that's where I practice it at. When I say I'm using these tools, I was practicing then, like, enjoying the cleaning up. You know what I'm saying? Like, taking my time doing it and not being so emotionally attached to that's my reality. So as I'm doing it, I'm like, you know what? You need to eat. So when you do this next section, get that food, because my son was growling in the last episode, and as I'm cleaning this, growling, this talking to me, and I know to listen to my body, but I was choosing to ignore what my body was telling me because I felt the weight of everything else that I wanted to do. So do it in a way that is comfortable for you, that brings you ease and peace. So I'm like in my food extra hot right now because I overwarm my food, because I knew that by the time I get to it, it's gonna be fucking cold. So I warm it up extra hot, and by the time I touch it, hopefully it's warm so I can eat it. But now that I'm in the process of eating, when I make my food, you ain't gotta warm it up that hot. This is also a good tip. Moms, cook big meals. Cook big meals, so then that week you can use that meal to feed you and the kids instead of having to cook every single fucking day. All right? Use that Sunday or that Monday or Wednesday, whatever day you love to do it, and then just cook a huge meal. I make like pasta or fucking mashed potatoes, and I love to cook. So cooking that stuff from scratch made me feel better as a mother. Like, I wanted to make stuff from scratch, but because I was doing the same stuff every single day, I'm like, let it just be talking. But I love it because you see open communication, dialogue, and it was easy to work with London because me and her are just like very like self-independent. Like, we'll figure it out. So me and her process has been great. Back to what I was saying earlier, how to retrain our emotions when we're doing certain things. So when she was digging in her pants, and I'm like, don't touch me. You get what I'm saying? I saw how it affected her. And I was like, okay, I don't want her to feel like she's doing anything wrong. And that's when I was like, okay, that's a part of me that's not in alignment with me. I want to figure out how to go about this to where I'm comfortable, so I'm not getting shit touched up on me, but I'm also not making my daughter feel a certain way because she made a mistake. Because we supposed to make mistakes. That's how we learn from them. So, and the universe gave me an opportunity to correct what I didn't like about how I handled that situation. So she ended up doing that shit again. And when she did again, I slowly came at her like, okay, all right, thank you for telling me, because she's very open with her communication. And she'll be like, mama, doo-doo, doo-doo. Even if she pees, she'll be like, doo-doo. And I'm like, these are signs that she wants to be potty trained. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I was starting to beat myself up like, she needs to be potty trained. And then on the other end, I'm like, bitch, you are tired. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are not finna add something else on your list. So baby steps, baby steps. She's communicating with me. Now I'm teaching her that it is not a bad thing to have used the bathroom on yourself. That is not a bad thing. We just got to know how to properly address it. So the next time she ended up doing it, I didn't get to where I'm like, don't touch me, London. Like, don't touch me. I was more of like, okay, all right. Like, and even if you meet her, like, sometimes the shit get a little overwhelming, or if people get loud or something, she's just like, stop, slow down, no. It's so cute coming from a small person, but I'm just like, okay, London, just walk me. I'm like, don't touch me. Like, I didn't allow my emotions of the fear of getting shit touched on me take over how I was acting at that moment. So I'm like, come on, let's just get in the tub, and it helped her calmly go about the situation to know, like, okay, I did something, but like, she was just reacting off my reaction, because I'm like, don't touch me. She was just like, I did something wrong, and I'm like, oh, fuck, So I was able to retrain both of us on how to approach that situation. So now when she does doo-doo, she don't stick her hand in there, because after she did that, I was just like, you can't put your hands in your pants, London. You tell me doo-doo. You say, mama, doo-doo, doo-doo. Like, I just kept repeating that to her to let her know, like, you did nothing wrong. I appreciate you telling me. Like, and that's how we got to compliment our kids too. Just learned this. So they say when you label your child and say, like, ooh, you are so smart, or you are so strong, that's labeling them, giving them an identity. So when they do something good, we're attaching it to an identity. So you did something great, you're so strong. You know what I'm saying? So now they want to keep doing things to get that praise, to feel strong. But what if something happens in life where they don't feel strong? Then that discourages them. That makes them feel like, oh, because I'm not strong, I'm doing something wrong. And then that's where the shame comes in. And that's when people are only doing things to get that praise, to hold that identity. This is how we are supposed to praise our kids. I'm glad that you did that. You are very persistent with sticking to not doing this. I like the consistency. I love that you did not give up. You know what I'm saying? That's encouraging them to, okay, you may not have did it correctly or the way that you would have wanted it to turn out. You didn't do it that way, but you didn't give up. And that encourages them to keep trying, keep going. Like, even if they don't have that person there to give them that identity, or even if they don't feel strong, it gives them the motivation to still want to keep trying, even though they didn't perfect it. That is how we're supposed to label our kids. I feel like that's a great fucking tip, because I used to do that with Lana all the time. She's extremely fucking smart. Like, she makes life so fucking easy. So with her making life so easy, I'm like, I love my baby. This girl is fucking smart. But when I saw the association to that, it reflected back on me, because I like to learn shit. And what used to discourage me is if I took a test and I didn't pass that test, I would feel so down about myself. Like, what the fuck? Like, you don't know nothing. I would start that self-shaming, talking down to myself. And that doesn't help you get in a positive mindset to get back at it, to try it again. You're beating yourself up and you're like, fuck it, man. If I'm going to be a failure, like, I'm not going to keep setting myself up to fail. Like, I don't want to see that. So, are you okay? Yes. So, pretty much, I was taking these tests trying to prove something to myself. Like, and when I was taking these tests, I did fail. And when I failed, this is something that I had to go through to work through to know, like, you're still smart. You can still do it, and you are supposed to fail, because when you fail, you learn from those mistakes, and then you pass. And I kept at it until I passed. So I had to prove something to that ego side of mine that was like, you know, you're not smart. Trying to say, like, I wasn't smart, even though I knew, because we all know what we are deep down inside, right? But we want to prove that to ourselves and the ones around us. So that was the main thing. Eating. Doing what you want to do. So, as I retrain myself to feel a different way about these emotions, even though I wasn't too happy with the setup, finding happiness and peace in the chaos created a different reality for me. So I'm on in London to be hydrated, need help with loyal skin, and want to find a new doctor. My friend ended up sending me a doctor, lo and behold, because this is what my desires are. That's holistic. Of course, we know I love that. A natural bitch telling a natural bitch some shit. Come on with it. Like, okay. Holistic doctor. I'm like, I know this is a doctor for me. The universe sent it. And I'm wanting a doctor, a new doctor for my kids. So, go to that doctor. Baby, let me tell y'all the information she came with. And again, let me remind y'all, I am like working off a little to no sleep. So I'm floating. All right. I just feel like I'm just going with I'm floating on the cloud, and I'm just sticking to what I know, which is just take her to kids, take her to kids, take her to kids. So go to that doctor. She comes in. It took a little minute, you know, because it was their first appointment. Took a little minute for her to come in. But baby, like, the kids just had on their pamper. Immediately, she was like, you know, how's London doing? Checked on London. London looked good, perfect, fine. All right, great. Let's talk about his skin. I'm like, yeah, because I want help. I need help. Like, it's hard. His skin, he's past 1. Okay, 17 months, so been past 1. I knew when London turned 1, her shit was going to be taken care of because I was on it and I saw the progress I was getting from it. So I knew her shit was going to be gone. Loyals, I was struggling with. And her coming in just like, let's take her his skin. I'm like, thank you. Thank you, Lord Jesus. And pretty much what she explained was a lot. I got it because I told you I was barely there, okay? The doctor was like, do you want to take notes? I asked a really close friend to come with me to this appointment because I knew I needed help. I knew I needed some way to get the information that I needed for my kids when I did catch up on my sleep, because this was the stuff that I was asking the universe for answers for. But at that time, I just knew, shit, whatever she telling me, but I don't, it may not stick. You know what I'm saying? It may not stick. So that friend coming with me, got the, you know, I got the stuff that I remember, and she picked up tools and tips that she remembered, and then the doctor also gave me papers that I can come back to. But his skin, pretty much eczema, of course, plus, but it wasn't the same form of eczema that London had, and dust mites came into the picture. Every house has dust mites, and if our kids are allergic to dust mites, that's when you can't get rid of the shit. And dust mites, they just stick to like all fabrics, but the best fabric you want to use or put on your the clothes for your kids is cotton, 100% cotton. This is stuff that I was able to hold on to while she was giving me the information. I wasn't able to get the exact, you know, because I like for shit to make sense, to add up, to bring back together. Like, so you can't say that what I'm saying is bullshit, but y'all can look into it on your own time. I trust it. You know what I'm saying? I read what I read, but I can't explain to y'all how it was explained to me. That's pretty much what I'm getting to with that. But I'm saying if your kid's allergic to dust mites, and all houses have them, 100% cotton for their sheets, their clothes, all that. And then like no carpet in the room either, because I had a carpet in there. And a lot of dust mites can stay on there. So you just want towel. Like, these important tips. She tackled on that, right? Then she was like, I got a surprise for you. And I'm like, what's the surprise? I'm thinking, you know, she about to come in for a lollipop, you know, for the kids or something. No, this lady came in with a sheet that said how to potty train. I looked at this woman like, you are a little angel that the Lord sent to me. I'm like, yeah, I do want this. This is a great surprise. And I was super excited, and I was still tired as fuck even though I got home. And what did I do? I was trying to start implementing right then, right? But I was like, you sleepy. You tired. Don't. You got the tools, right? But take care of you first. How you gonna take care of them if you don't take care of you? So I gave myself grace. Now that I got what the fuck I want, let me focus on one thing at a time. Let's switch all this shit out that ain't cotton. All right, let's get your son's skin together a little bit and start there. Because with London, I know that we ain't worried about her sticking her hand down there and rubbing shit everywhere now, because I done approached the situation with more control of my emotions, so she was able to control her emotions more, and we were able to have open communication to fix the issue on both of our ends. She got a clean booty, and I ain't got shit on the walls. You know what I'm saying? So one step at a time. Be patient, have grace for yourself. So I was like, let's work on loyal room and your sleep. You know, well, their room and your sleep. Loyal skin. And I did that. And now with me implementing the sleep, now I'm getting back to the point of, okay, now we can try to work on the potty train thing. And this is the sign language sign for potty train. If the kid, if your child got to pee or something like that, just, you know, or when they did pee or use the bathroom, as I changed them or whatever the case may be, I'm like, potty. Thank you for going potty. Doo-doo, pee-pee. Like I just repeated and said to him and show it. And that's what got her in the habit of telling me, even when she peed, she'll just say doo-doo, doo-doo. But because my main purpose at that time was, if you shit, don't touch that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't touch the shit. So now when she just used the bathroom, she'll say doo, and I'm like, you know what, that works. I'm going to just switch doo-doo with potty, and then that'll get her in the habit of telling me when she's having to use the bathroom. And now what we're doing, we just started this morning. Soon as she wakes up, take that pamper off, put her on the toilet. Even if she's sitting little baby toilet or regular toilet, whatever the case may be. But that's just getting her in the habit of repeating, because we all wake up and pee, right? So that'll get her in the habit of waking up, peeing. And once we get that, it ain't even a once. Celebrate the small moments. Every time, every morning they do it, congratulate them. That's because what I'm telling y'all is what I'm about to do. And I bet y'all next few videos, we're going to get progress. Because the girl is smart. She make life real easy. So she keeps at it. I call her smart, and I am going to tell her she's smart. But at the same time, when it comes to implementing those don't give up. Like this morning when she used it, you did an amazing job, London, with sitting down, and she'll tell me all done too. Because when she finished her food, every time she finished, I come in and I say, all done? Are you all done? She'll say yes or no. This communication, how we are communicating with our kids, is so important, because how you communicate with the programs, because they're getting programmed right now. Last trimester, age of 7, all programs. So this level of communication with your kids early on teaches them to communicate their feelings and their emotions and what's going on early on. And when they become an adult, we talking about it. What we got to talk about? Whatever you want to talk about. It's that simple and that easy. You're teaching them early. Emotion comes with expressing yourself. When you express yourself, you're being your authentic self, and you know what's going on within your body without having to run out to figure it out. Like, I'm crying, let me cry for my mom. If my mom comes, it's all good. If my mom doesn't come, what do? I keep crying. I feel those emotions, and eventually I do calm down. And then and that's how I got Loyal into the play. When he started calming down, that's when I would come back and I'm like, I appreciate you for figuring it out. And then I'll comfort him after that. Because I want to comfort him. I want to love on them. I want to baby them. That's why they cry so much now. But it got to a point where they were manipulating that crying, and they was taking away the baby part for me. And I felt forced to like tend to their emotions every time they got worked up. And that's draining on me. Like, damn, can I get a break? Y'all just crying all damn day. What you crying about? Ain't nothing to cry about. That's just how I felt. You good. You're fine. What do you want? I just want you to hold me, sleep with me. Because that's what happened. I go in there, I lay down with them, trying to put them to sleep. And I told y'all the whole reason they got kicked out the bed was because of Loyal. So I go to sleep on them sometimes. And when Loyal started beating me the fuck up, I'm like, fuck this. I'm going to my room, bro. You're not finna keep doing it. And he will get mad and he'll start crying. But I let him cry because this is the thing. You had a choice. I could have slept with you, but you chose to beat me up. So now I'm choosing to create boundaries so I can have peace within, to have peace without. And now you gotta figure it out now. Because you done fucked it up with your options, your choice. And that's what we're teaching them. By you having a choice, by you choosing a choice, those are your options. And you got to face the consequences of your option, your choices, pretty much. Just as a child figures it out, adults can figure it out. And we can all figure it out together. Love you guys. See you in the next episode. Like, subscribe, share, repost, and let's share more love.